Similarly, let us take the another important problem. Okay, look at the screen. It is asking like this. A nucleus splits into two nuclear parts. Dear friends, remember, once a nucleus is splitting into two nuclear or more than two nuclear parts, each nuclear part is maintaining the geometric shape of sphere, okay, which have their velocity ratio equal to that splitting particles are maintaining velocity ratio equal to 2 by 1. What will be the ratio of their nuclear radius? R1 by R2 equal to how much? That's the question. For that, let us take the help of law of conservation of linear momentum, that is m1 v1 equal to m2 v2, or the m1 by m2 equal to v2 by v1. Since v1 by v2 is 2 by 1, v2 by v1 I can write as 1 by, so m1 by m2 we got as 1 by 2. But as we all know, density rho equal to mass by volume. From this mass equal to density multiplied by volume. Then mass of the first nuclear part is rho 1 into volume of that particle divided by rho 2 into volume of the second nuclear part equal to 1 by 2. But rho 1 equal to rho 2, that is equal to rho, because density is the material property. Here you can cancel rho 1 and rho 2. Finally we got volume of the first nuclear part divided by volume of the second nuclear part equal to 1 by 2. But volume equal to what? Volume of the sphere only 4 by third pi r cube. It may be small r or capital R. Let us write the capital R, 4 by third pi r cube. Then I can write that 4 by third pi into r1 cube divided by 4 by third pi r2 cube is equal to 1 by 2. Here 4 by third pi cancelled. Finally, we are getting r1 by r2 cube. R1 by R2 cube. You should be very careful. This is R2. R1 by R2 whole cube is equal to 1 by 2, or R1 by R2 equal to 1 by 2 power 1 by 3. I can say that R1 is to R2 is equal to 1 is to 2 power 1 by 3. That is the answer. Understood clearly? Yes. Look at the options. Look at the options. Option B is absolutely correct. Very simple. Understood clearly? Right? What concept is required? So, regarding the mass formula and volume formula. Similarly, look at the another important question asking like this. An object of mass 5 kg is projected with a velocity 20 meter per second. Mass of the object given 5 kilograms, projecting with a velocity v equal to 20 meter per second at an angle 60 degrees to the horizontal. Projecting angle equal 60 degrees with respect to horizontal. At the highest point of its path, the projectile explodes and breaks up into two fragments of masses. That means by the time it is projecting, after reaching to the highest point, that is exploding into two parts. One is maintaining m1 equal to 1 kilogram and other is maintaining m2 is equal to 4 kilograms. The fragments separate horizontally after the explosion. The two fragments are separating horizontally, which releases internal energy such that the kinetic energy of the system at the highest point is doubled. That means kinetic energy at the highest point is 2 times the initial kinetic energy. The separation between the two fragments when they reach the ground. That means with what separation both fragments can be reached into ground. That's what he is asking. Very simple. Here I can say that, right, the separation I can say like this. S1 minus S2, that is the separation, equal to V1 minus V2 into the time. And time required, T is the time required for reaching to highest point, because at the highest point both are separating. At the highest point the time can be found like this. The time at the highest point is Vy dividing by G. Vy is the vertical component of velocity. V sine theta divided by G. V is given 20, sine theta is given 60 divided by G, 9.8. It is equal to 20 into sine 60 root 3 by 2 dividing by 9.8. It is time t equal to 20 by 2, 10. 10 root 3 dividing by 9.8. So it is equal to approximately 1.77 seconds. That is the time required to reach the highest point. After that time, the explosion is happening. Okay. Then it is maintaining different velocities with different masses. M1 is maintaining assume velocity V1 and M2 is maintaining the velocity V2. Here V1 and V2 both are unknown values. If I find the V1 and V2, already T is found, that V1 minus V2 into T is giving the separation distance by the time both are reaching to ground level. For that, let us write the initial kinetic energy. Initial kinetic energy equal to what? Half into m into horizontal component of velocity cos theta whole square. That is initial kinetic energy. Because both are separating horizontally, that's why I am deciding the initial kinetic energy half into m equal to what? 5 into v cos theta. 1 minute. It should be very careful. Half mv square, mv square. V should be horizontal component. V cos 60 whole square. Here V is what? V 20 cos 60 1 by 2 whole square is equal to 1 by 2 into 5 into 10 square. 10 square 100. 500 by 2 equal to 250 joules. That is the initial kinetic energy. Then final kinetic energy equal to what? 2 times the initial kinetic energy, that is equal to 2 into 250. 250. So this K2 equal to 500 joules. Okay, that K2 is equal to half into m1 into v1 square plus half into m2 into v2 square. They are traveling horizontally. It must be equal to 500 joules. 500 joules. Half into m1 is given 1 v1 square plus half into m2 is given 4 v2 square. This is equal to 500 joules. From this I can write that v1 square plus 4 v2 square is equal to 500 into 2, 1000 joules, right? So v1 square plus 4 v2 square, let's take another slide. v1 square plus 4 v2 square equal to 1000. Okay, here v1 and v2 are unknown values. For that, let us write another equation in terms of velocities, that is the law of conservation of linear momentum. m1 v1 plus m2 v2 is to be equal to mv cos theta, because v1 and v2 are the horizontal component of velocities, because both are given, both are separated horizontally. m1 equal to what? 1 kg. v1 is unknown value plus m2 4 kg, v2 unknown value, equal to m initial mass 5 into initial velocity 20 into cos 60. Here v1 plus 4v2 is equal to 5 into 20 into cos 60 1 by 2. v1 plus 4v2 is equal to, here it is 250, right? Let this is the equation number 1, this is the equation number 2, right? From these two equations 1 and 2 you can decide the v1 and v2 value. For that let us write the v1 value, otherwise 1 minute. I can write v1 equal to 50 minus 4v2, 50 minus 4v2. But here I want v1 square na. Let us write another slide. V1 equal to what? V1 equal to 50 minus, look at that value. 50 minus 4V2. 4V2. I want V1 square. V1 square equal to 50 square minus, right, 50 square plus 16 V2 square minus 2AB. 2 into 50, 100. 100 into 4. 100 into 4 into V2 is equal to V1 square equal to 50 square 2500 plus 16 V2 square minus 400 V2. That is the V1 square. Now you have the value V1 square equal to, what the V1 square value? Got V1 square equal to 2500, right? 2500, okay, plus 16 V2 square plus 16 V2 square, 16 V2 square minus 400 V2 minus 400 V2, that is the V1 square value, plus 4 V2 square is equal to 1000. Now let us simplify it. Here it is 2500 plus 1600, 16 plus 4, 20 V2 square minus 400 V2, 400 V2 is equal to 1000. From this I can write that 20 V2 square minus 400 V2 is equal to 1000 minus 2500. It is equal to minus 1500. So 20 V2 square minus 400 V2 is equal to minus 1500. Dividing by 20 on both sides. Here it is V2 square minus, right, minus 20 V2 is equal to minus 1500 by 20, 27.575, right? Here it is 1500 divided by 20 to 75, right? 75 minus 75 minus 75. From this I can write that V2 square minus 20 V2 plus 75 is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. Now let's take another slide. Here it is, you got V2 square minus 20 V2 minus 20 V2 plus 75 correct, no? Plus 75 is equal to 0. Now it is in the form of quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Then x equal to what? Minus b plus or minus root over b square minus, should be very careful, lengthy problem, b square minus 4ac by 2a. Right here, let me write the a value. A equal to 1, b equal to minus 20, c equal to 75. Then x equal to v2. X equal to v2. v2 equal to minus b, minus minus plus 20 plus or minus root over b square. B square is minus 20 square, b square minus 4a 1c 75 by 2 into a 1. Simplify it. 20 plus or minus root over 400 minus 75 into 4, 300. 300 divided by 2. It is 20 plus or minus 400 minus 300, 100 divided by 2. It is 20 plus 100, right? 100 is what? 100 root over 100 is 10 by 2. 2. It is 30 by 2. 20 plus 10, 30. 30 by 2. 30 by 2 equal to 15. 15 meters per second. That is the V2 value. I think it is got minus V plus or minus. Right? This is the 15. Otherwise, this is the one case. Otherwise, other case is minus minus also I can take it. V2 equal to 20 minus 10. That is also correct. 2 equal to 10 by 2, 5 meter per second. So the V2 may be either 15 meter per second or 5 meter per second. The V2 may be, let us write, V2 may be 15 meter per second or 5 meter per second. Let us take 5 meter per second. Any value can take it. Any value can take it. Let us take the conclusion. Conclusion V2 is equal to 5 meter per second. Then V1. How do you find the V1? Look at the V1 value. V1 equal to 50 minus 4V2. V1 equal to 50 minus 4V2. 50 minus 4 into V2, 5, equal to 50 minus 20 is equal to 30 meter per second. So you got V1 and V2. Therefore, the separation between separation between two nuclear parts, two nuclear parts, is it nuclear parts? Separation between the two masses, separation between the two fragments, separation between the two fragments, separation between the two fragments, two fragments by the time they reach to ground, they reach to ground is equal to V1 minus V2 multiplied by time. V1 is 30 minus V2. V2 is 5 into time. Already we had decided 1.77. It is 25 multiplied by 1.77. Right? Simplify this value for getting approximately 44.5 something like that. That is in meters. That's the answer. Look at the options. Lengthy problem. Easy but lengthy. 44 point something. Right? Option B is absolutely correct. Yeah. I hope all of you clearly understood. Understood or not? Lengthy problem, right? You have to solve the problem step by step. Okay? Yes.